Happy Friday. It's good to be back with you. It's Frank. It's the House of Orange Sports Channel coming at you. I am still displaced right now, but I've got some equipment, got some stuff I can record and go with. We'll be live tonight after the Tennessee-Kentucky game, the biggest in the history of the rivalry tonight. First time they've ever met in the NCAA tournament. But before we get to that, though, make sure you hit the like, the share, the subscribe. And also, before we talk any about Kentucky tonight, we're talking portal right now. Tennessee has lots of needs, and some interesting developments could be coming up soon with Maryland's departure from the NCAA tournament last night. Their coach, Kevin Willard, it has been rumored he'll be Villanova's next coach. How does that impact Tennessee? Well, a guy from nearby in Greenville by the name of Jacoby Gillespie could possibly hit the portal. There's chatter on message boards saying that he will be a Vol next year. He's got to enter the portal first. You know he'll be a hot commodity if he does. He entered it from Belmont previously. Now at Maryland, people say, well, why did Tennessee not get him the first time? I think a lot of it had to do with Zakai Ziegler coming back. You know he's going to play majority of the minutes along the way, and they were heavily targeting Chaz Lanier. Guys are wanting to come in and play. They're wanting to come in and play, and I don't know that Tennessee could really guarantee him the minutes. Next year, not going to be an issue at all. And I'm looking at Tennessee's potential backcourt for 2026 because there's a couple of – there's relationships, there's things that really stand out. Gillespie, being from Greenville, Tennessee, if he hits the portal, this seems like a really good possibility with him. And he's a guy this year who averaged 14.7 points per game, 2.8 boards, 4.8 assists. He shot 45.3% from field goal range. I'm trying to see his three-point percentage on the year was 40.7. So that's pretty strong numbers all around. And of course, last year at Belmont, before he transferred, he averaged 17.2 points per game as well. His rebounds down a little bit this year. All of his other numbers were up at Maryland this year. He would make an ideal replacement. Now, one thing though, if you look at it as well with him though, last night against Florida, he had 17 points, but he had no assists and he had no rebounds last night. I thought that was pretty interesting as well. But Maryland on the night only had 6 assists. So that's, those numbers are a little interesting what they did last night. So I think if this one goes through, Tennessee will get this one across. But there's a lot of names going to pop up. One that says Tennessee I've seen like a lot is Isaac McNeely, point guard from Virginia. Travis Branham, 24/7 Sports, put out some stuff today saying that McNeely will visit Tennessee, and that Tennessee, I've seen some from some others as well. It says Tennessee really likes McNeely. He's ranked right now 7th in the transfer portal rankings. And again, with Gillespie, it's all speculation. I mean, he could easily follow Willard to Villanova, possibly, but he'll be a senior. He'll have that year of eligibility left. I think it makes a whole lot of sense for Jacoby Gillespie in Tennessee to do their thing next year. Your other one is Georgia transfer Silas Demery Jr. He's in the portal. Well, the relationship there is Tennessee recruited him pretty hard almost 3 years ago out of high school. He visited in July of 2022. Tennessee, of course, had offered him, but he signed with USC, Southern California, got out of that, came to Georgia, played a couple years. Now he's in the portal. Now, I know both guys can play some point guard and stuff, but Gillespie, he's 6'5". Demery is 6'5". Gillespie is 6'1". Good size for a point guard, in my opinion, on that. And he's a guy, if you watch some highlights, he can break down the defense. He can shoot the three well. Now with Demery, bigger guy, he's 6'5". This year, 13.5 points per game, 3.9 boards, 3.1 assists, right at 40% field goals, three-pointers. this year, he was 37%. He actually increased his three-point percentage by 7 percentage points this year. He's the guy I wonder. Now he's from Raleigh, North Carolina. So could he possibly go home? I'm just looking at these. I'm looking at the relationships here. Is one, will Tennessee be involved in this one? I would think Demery will be one of the highest guys in the portal. But looking at it too, you got to think North Carolina will be in. Duke is starting to take transfers a little bit. There's North Carolina State with Will Wade coming in. Will he want to rebuild? This would be, get a hometown guy in to help rebuild your program. So if Tennessee were to go in on Demery, I think they're going to face some stiff competition. Wake Forest will be in all that, the triangle over there for sure with it. But Tennessee's going to have a lot of options. I've seen where they could take as many as 6 guys in the portal because you've got, you look at, and I've even seen they're targeting some big guys too. And I don't think it's never a bad thing, especially when, you were counting on Estrella this year. He had the injury. Obviously, nothing against him by any means. That injuries happen. You can't plan for those. And they've made do with it. But I don't think you can ever have too much depth. And as we've seen, you can't have too much backcourt depth. Not in this day and age when you might have a guy like a Cam Carr who decides to pack his bags and hit the road just at the drop of a dime. And when these guys get some bad advice. There's agents involved. There's family involved. Everybody's wanting theirs. So if you're Tennessee, you've got to go in and fill your roster out. They just added Troy Henderson earlier in the week. Didn't get to do a video on that. I wanted to, but that was the night I had to evacuate. So unfortunately, wasn't able to do that. But now I'm looking at Gillespie, Demery. Where would an Isaac McNeely fit in that point? And I look at him. He was really good for Virginia. But when Tennessee played Virginia, Tennessee shut him down that night. He didn't do much against Tennessee down in the Bahamas. So, you're going to hear a lot of names for Tennessee basketball in the transfer portal. It's going to be lots of names. It's going to be fluid. A guy, Tennessee may be on a guy one day and the next they're somewhere else. We see the same pattern. It's wash, rinse, repeat all the time. There will be guys come out of that we've not heard Tennessee mention with, and all of a sudden this dude will be visiting, and there'll be a factor. NIL, of course, is going to be a big factor in all this. And with so many slots, how does Tennessee choose to use their NIL? Do they go big? And what I mean by big, do they go big on their NIL with a couple guards to get in? Or are they looking to spread it more around to like 6 guys? It'll be interesting to see how they do it with so many needs. Basically, all of your scoring is gone this year. And you've got so much to replace with it. And I've seen people speculate on this 5th-year deal. Everything I've seen on it is it may not even be realistic right now. We'll see where it goes along the way. Things can change with it. At the earliest, it would probably be late summer, and that may be too late for guys to come in. Tennessee can't wait. Now I've seen some have in the comments saying, well, they're not going to get top players. They got to wait on. No, they're not. They can't wait on something that's not there. You can't wait on this 5th-year rule if it's not put into place, and it's not going to be put into place anytime soon. So Tennessee has to proceed as if that is not in place, and Tennessee is proceeding as not in place. And last but not least on it, Rick Barnes reiterated. I've had people on Twitter and stuff saying we need to hold on. Rick Barnes, it's all been fan driven. It's all been fan speculation. There's never been anything out there where Rick Barnes has hinted at retirement. He said yesterday when the good Lord lets him know it's time, it'll be his time. He said there hasn't been any indication right now, and he's fully intended on completing a team. That's not the exact quote, but he's fully expecting to be there next year. As I've said this entire time, as fans have continued to want to speculate the other way. So all that's going to have to do is he's going to have to answer these questions if that continues. He put it to bed last night. Now, if he were to win a national championship, would that change things? Who knows? Maybe it would. But Long way to go with that one. And tonight, it's as real as it gets. Kentucky, I'm fired up. I cannot wait for this one. And you know what? If Tennessee goes out tonight, I'm fine with it, because if you're going to get over that hump, you got to beat your arch rival, your biggest nemesis. It is Kentucky. That is that. We either need to be able to go through them, or we either need to take that setback and find out how to get over that hump. We'll see where it goes here along the way. But I will be with you live post game tonight, win or lose. We'll be here to either with a smile, or we'll be here to take it one way or another. Have a great day. Make sure you hit the like, share, the subscribe. Links in the description, channel memberships, channel Patreon, or if you just want to say thanks, bottom right-hand corner, super thanks, always greatly appreciated. Have a great Friday. Frank, House of Orange, I'll see you tonight. Go Vols.